Hi everyone, I'm Johnny and I'm here with Lydia Hiorns from Newcastle. We're delighted to be funding her new project and I wanted to introduce her to you all if you've not already had the pleasure. So Lydia, great to have you here.
Thank you, good to be here.
Yeah, great. Could you introduce yourself to us?
Yes, so as Johnny said, I'm based in Newcastle and I have a few different roles. So I'm an artist in my own right, and within my art practice, I like to explore what embodied hospitality is. So this idea of host and guest and how we live out hospitality and don't just do it. So I do that, well, before the pandemic, I did that by hosting events in this quite intimate space of a tent that I printed onto fabric. And we'd have a 5-course meal, and each course would symbolize a different aspect of hospitality, and we'd have a conversation around that. So that's kind of my main practice, and I also do lots of drawings around what I see in the world around me, and I write songs around that as well. And then I'm also director of Shieldfield Artworks, or SAW we call it, which is an arts organisation based in Shieldfield, which is an area within Newcastle, and we're a project of the Methodist Church, and we hold a lot of exhibitions and events and workshops and create publications, and thinking around 3 main areas of art, faith and community, and how how those 3 spheres talk to each other, fit together.
Yeah, fantastic. So basically, you do pretty much everything. I think we've got from there. I mean, and Lydia, we've known each other for a little while, and Shieldfield Artworks used to be the Holy Biscuit. We've hosted exhibitions with you guys, and remember coming to the event you did a few years ago, gathering artists, which was absolutely fantastic. Could you talk a little bit more about Shieldfield Artworks? Where are you at the moment? What's exciting you guys, and what projects have you got going on?
Yeah, so we are called Shieldfield Artworks. We changed our name from Holy Biscuit because we wanted Shieldfield in the name. Because this area of Shieldfield that we're in is actually often physically left off a lot of maps, and a lot of the local residents who we know, who we're friends with, feel very forgotten and left behind. And so a lot of the work that we do is based around issues and thoughts that local residents have, and things that they want to explore. So very much based within Shieldfield, doing work around Shieldfield, but a lot of that work is also, well, I think it relates nationally, internationally, the things that have been going on. So like, for example, Shieldfield is almost entirely surrounded by student accommodation, and that has increased by 467% in the last 10 years. It's a massive influx of students who quite a transient population, with local residents who've maybe been there 80 years, and asylum seekers and refugees. So we do a lot of work around how those communities can integrate together, and what does it mean to have ownership of land, who decides what happens in an area. But at the moment, one of the projects, we have just redesigned our entire garden space outside and made that into more of a community garden, where it can be used for activism and for growing, and for empowering local people to learn how to grow their own food. A space that is good for nature and the environment as well. And so alongside that, our exhibition at the moment is called Beelines Through the City. I would highly recommend you coming along if you can, if you're in the area. So we're looking at bees specifically, but more widely pollinators, why they're important, how they affect our food security, and how we care for creation.
Yeah, fantastic. So much there. I mean, I've got to hold myself back for so many things I could talk to you about. But let's focus on your new project that we're helping to fund. Delighted to be helping to fund it, which is a musical project, and probably not a million miles away from bees, to be honest, really. Yeah. But could you fill us all in on the project?
Yeah, so I'm hoping to write an album called the Arboretum, and it'll be a series of 20 songs, and each song will relate to a different tree. Probably trees that are native to Britain, but I might branch out a bit, no pun intended. And then I'll also be drawing those trees as well. So I'm actually wearing a t-shirt with some of the trees that I've already done. Yeah, so that's the idea. And then hopefully that will go on Spotify and be available more widely for people to access.
So to put it bluntly, why trees? What is it about trees that has caught your imagination?
Oh, where to start? I think there's lots. So, well, I'll show you. I've been reading this book called Reforesting Faith, and it's really fascinating in how the story of the Bible or the Gospel can be told with regards to trees. And actually, if you most pages in the Bible have a form of a tree in there. And so I just found that really interesting. So like you go from the tree in the beginning in the Garden of Eden, and you go all the way through. You have the tree at Calvary where Jesus dies on a tree, and then you go all the way through and there's a tree right on the last page of the Bible. So I just find that fascinating, that expressing my faith through a metaphor of trees, and actually it's quite an accessible metaphor. I think
absolutely
most days you would see a tree, or you would see an item that has been made by a tree. You would use a pencil that has been made by the wood that comes from a tree. So there's that aspect, and I think also in society at the moment there is a big push with thinking about the climate crisis, a very important issue. And just last month, the Woodland Trust actually gave out, I think it was 60,000 trees. And so this idea that actually trees also give life. They are what allows us to breathe a lot of the time. And if we are without trees, then life is decreased. So yeah, I want to kind of show the importance of trees in general with regards to the climate crisis, but also showing this beauty of what they are, what they do. They're so giving, and how that relates to my faith and aspects of the gospel.
It sounds absolutely great, and like I said, brilliant to be able to be a small part of that. So where are you up to, and when will we be able to hear this masterpiece?
Don't know if it will be a masterpiece. I have started, so I've written a couple of songs already, and I've actually recorded and produced one with some friends who are musicians as well. Our church has got a new recording system, which is exciting. It's beautiful. So I've done a couple of songs, and I'm now in the process of writing. So I guess I'm more of a lyricist, and then I work with friends who. The way my process works is I write the lyrics, and then we kind of jam and come up with the tune and what we want it to sound like. And I want each piece to sound like how I feel the tree sound. I know that's a bit intangible, but so like if I'm writing about an oak, it's quite a majestic piece. I want that to sound majestic. So yeah, that's where I'm up to at the moment. And I'm hoping to write them all this year and to record them. But we'll see how that goes. It's quite a lot of songs to write.
It sounds brilliant, and it's great to be able to connect again, Lydia. And I think I can speak. It sounds a strange thing to say, but speaking for like artists of Christian faith across our country, many people I would meet would be so thankful for the work of Shieldfield Artworks, was Holy Biscuit, and for you guys. We really value and appreciate you, and really looking forward to new projects. So brilliant. See you later. Bye. Bye.